In today's video, let's talk about why it's a bad idea for the Calgary Flames to trade Johnny Gaudreau. The Calgary Flames are looking to move on from Johnny Gaudreau if they can't get past the playoffs this year. And to me, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And let me break down why I don't think that makes a lot of sense for the Calgary Flames. Because there's another 30 teams in the league going like, yes, please, trade me Johnny Gaudreau. I could use him. So let's just break down the player himself. Drafted 104th overall in the 2011 draft. Since coming into the league in 2014-15, he's put up a ridiculous amount of points. He's the 10th best player in terms of output in the regular season since he got in the league in 14-15 with 443 points in 463 games. In the playoffs, he has 14 points in 24 games. Not a great return, certainly not the same type of point production you would see in the regular season, but he is the second best player on the Calgary Flames in terms of playoff production since 14-15. So I don't really understand why they think that Johnny Gaudreau is the source of the problem. I assume then that for them, the Calgary Flames, it's, well, let's move a guy who's got 2 years left on his deal, who is, again, 10th best player in terms of production in the league, and try to get more value. Or try to get that player that we need to get to the next level. Or maybe two players to get to the next level. But you won't really find that for Johnny Gaudreau. And what I mean by that is I don't think you're going to find a like-for-like swap, a hockey trade. You're not going to find a top 10 or a top-tier producer in the NHL like Johnny Gaudreau in a trade. And so you look at the teams that are at the bottom, like the sellers, right? The 7 worst teams in the league, the ones that aren't making the playoffs. You got Ottawa, I'm going to screw this up probably in order, Detroit, San Jose, Anaheim, New Jersey, Buffalo, and Los Angeles. I don't know if I listed Los Angeles twice. Either way, that's the 7 worst teams in the league. And you go through those teams and you're going, there really aren't a lot of star players on those teams that they're willing to ship out. Or multiple assets that would, make up for a Johnny Gaudreau. Maybe the San Jose Sharks, but then you're getting interdivisional. And that really doesn't always work out. Like the interdivisional team isn't looking to move a star player to a direct competitor. That's just not really something that happens. But when you focus on the Buffalo Sabres, there's a very slight possibility that they might entertain the idea of moving Jack Eichel. And I know there's complete speculation and conjecture based off of him saying, I'm frustrated for the 10 millionth time since he entered the league. So I'm not saying that they're going to trade Jack Eichel. But that's a situation where you go like, well, I could talk myself into the possibility that they could potentially move him, right? Like that's a lot of if, ands, or, way like hypothetical situations. But that's really it. Ottawa, no. Detroit, no. Anaheim, well, interdivisional, and even then, who are they going to move? You got Los Angeles, interdivisional again. Who are they going to move? You got New Jersey. They're not looking to move guys like Heischer or Hughes. So no to that. And then really all you have left is Buffalo. Unless you're looking to one of the top tier teams. And even then, there are very few options out there that would make the Calgary Flames better. The only one that I could really focus on, or I thought of focusing on, was the Pittsburgh Penguins and moving Matt Murray. We know the situation in goal for the Calgary Flames isn't great. Cam Talbot's coming to the end of that contract, and then they don't really have a better goalie, and even then Cam Talbot is fine. But bringing in Matt Murray could do that for the Calgary Flames. The only issue is cap situation. Murray's at the end of his deal. Moving Johnny Gaudreau would make sense. The Calgary Flames would free up $6.75 million. But you still have to sign Matt Murray, and he's already making 3 and change, so you're going to sign him to 5 and something. That's not a whole lot of cap move. And then for the Pittsburgh Penguins, and by cap move, I mean like that's not a whole lot of cap savings. For the Pittsburgh Penguins, it doesn't get a whole lot better either, right? Like they don't have a ton of cap space to free up, and even then moving Matt Murray in his 3 and change and bringing in Johnny Gaudreau in his 6.75, there's still some math that needs to work out. So the possibility is there, but it is hindered by the ability of that team to soak up any sort of cap, not cap savings, but to soak up the cap for that player. So like that makes it a little bit more difficult. Outside of that, I don't really see another player that the Calgary Flames could bring in that makes the situation better for them by moving Johnny Gaudreau. So then you got to talk yourself into, well, would they take a bunch, like a huge package, right? Like a Matt Duchene type of package that the Ottawa Senators got, like a bunch of picks and prospects. But when you consider that the Calgary Flames have the 5th best record over the last 2 years in the NHL, their window is still open. Their window isn't closing. It's not time to rebuild and restructure the team completely. Retooling on the fly, fine. But restructuring completely by bringing in picks and prospects isn't what they're looking for. And it's not like they have a Johnny Gaudreau 2.0. And by that I mean another player that can slot into that top line left wing situation and give them like 90 points per year. They don't have that player as far as I can tell. And maybe Calgary Flames, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe he's there. So why would you move a guy who has 444 points in 463 games since he got in the league and is the 10th best player in terms of output in that time? Why would you do that? It doesn't make sense unless you're looking to rebuild, and the Calgary Flames are not. So what do you think? I don't think this is a good idea for the Calgary Flames to move Johnny Gaudreau, unless for some reason he's not willing to re-sign as a UFA in 2 years. But that's 2 years away. You still have time. If you like that, hit the subscribe button, never miss another video. Thanks.